Hello and welcome to Rapid Bytes. Today we're going to go over how to create a payment with FX and currency fees. Rapyd is an API-first company, and here in Rapid Bytes we'll show you how to work with our API to accept, hold, and disperse funds anywhere using local payment methods. Be sure to check out our developer community forum. You can ask anything fintech and connect with other developers. Post comments in there about the Rapyd API. Thanks for watching. Again, we're going to be using the Rapyd API to create a payment with FX and fees. FX, that is foreign exchange currency, and this means directly using the API when we say create payment. And the buyer will pay in one currency, and you will receive the funds in another as the merchant, the client, the seller. This can help you with cross-border payments as you're entering to do business in another country while located in another, and receiving funds in your local currency. And so using the API with a create payment request as well means handling direct customer information. So this requires PCI certification, which is Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard. So if you're ready to integrate into your app using the Rapyd API, different payment methods, as well as you have or you meet PCI security standards, this is for you. And so right now I'm just going to go through docs, and then we're going to enter in just testing the payment in Sandbox using Postman. And I'm here on the payment with FX documentation page. This is just talks about a little bit about our use cases and our workflow. As always, we begin with listing the countries, listing out the payment method by countries, and getting those required fields. I'm going to head over to the API reference page, and this is the create payment request as I was describing. Here's the example here. Payment with FX, fixed side buy. I'll go into that in a little bit with the request body here. We have see the amount, different information. Here's fixed side buy, and then here is shows payment fees with gross. Gross will add on the fee. Net will subtract from, or it won't show on the customer side, and we'll subtract from client side. I will get into complete payment after we're going to be using bank transfers, bank redirects here, and so we'll be using this to complete the payment. It just simulates the customer going into their login and completing the payment on their side. We'll be using webhooks as well. Just wanted to cover over this, and just as the payment succeeds, fails, closes, you will be able to get a webhook and pass that on as well. We'll list payments and retrieve the payment afterwards just to confirm, although there is the webhook that we are sent. And then here I want just to list fixed side. So I explained in another FX video, buy, when it's fixed side buy, it just presents what is first as far as payment methods. And this would be also to a hosted page, but here it's all about what is first. So what is the customer buying in, and that payment currency, fixed side sell, of course, would be what comes second. What is the seller selling in, and so they would even pay in that converted currency. I will I believe I've copied this webhook link, and you paste it in here, and I'll just cover all of our bases, include every collect, and so now we'll get a webhook for each of these. If it's payment failed, canceled, or in this case, payment completed here. And so I'm going to jump over to Postman, and we're going to start testing. And so in this case, in any payment case, you would want to list country. Let's see, yeah, that's it here. And so we have different countries, list payment methods. As the customer is going through the workflow, that's of customer, here's country, Singapore, or we could do Great Britain. And they're listed here. And then you would grab the required fields. And so I believe, let me just grab this one here, real-time bank, pay by bank. And so just for any payment method that Rapyd offers, it'll show all of the required fields here, and it'll say is required true. And so you'll make sure to want to include that. But I'm going to now head over to just create payment with FX, with fees, of course. And so here we have an example of, amount, original amount, the starting amount, and then the currency, or also presentment currency is US dollar, Singapore dollar, requested currency, fixed side buy. This will be the e-wallet that the funds will go into as you collect them. And so this could be split between two. If I don't have this here, it'll go to your client wallet naturally. And then here are the payment fees. So here's just a transaction fee that you can add at any time. Again, because this is a gross fee, this will be added to what is presented to your customer on top of what they pay. If this was net fee, this will be not added to what the customer sees, but subtracted to what the client sees. And so anyone, the seller or you as a client, this would be taken from that. And then of course we have our FX fee. Again, gross will be added, net will be subtracted, and then we can have percentage here, and then the value. This is just the payment method that we'll be using, so I'm going to go ahead and enter this. 1,000. I'm going to send that, and it looks like that went through. So it has added the fees here, and here we see the the amount, percentage, and then here it's shows the percentage added. I'm going to search up the FX daily rate here. Let me just go rate. There we go. Get daily rate, and then I can do buy and then sell. And then so here we see the rate 722.774, and then we see the FX rate here 722.74. And so this currently here again it's more percentage for the fees. Currently the status is active. What I want to do is simulate completing this payment. Bank redirect. And so actually at this time I can check the Webhook site. Let's see. Let me add this here. And here it is closed. And so I believe that's production. Let me go to Sandbox. All right, so now we have a lot. Let me go ahead and replicate this payment. So we just did it again. And now here we see the webhook payment succeeded with the amounts. And then I'll go ahead and complete this payment. Perfect. And then here we see the webhooks with that payment method ID, or the payment ID to the e-wallet. I'm going to go ahead and go to a different request with different payment methods and country and currency. So this is Great British Pound to euros, of course, very close. And I'm using Trustly Bank. Again, this is in Sandbox, and so I'm just gonna test this out and go ahead and send this. And looks like it went through. The status is active. Again, we see just a different currency FX rate right here. Let me go ahead and complete this payment. And again, we see the amount here. Here we have the webhook. This actually, you notice as we did this, the customer ID was here. Let me jump back. There's a customer ID, so there's saved information of a customer, and this payment method was actually saved to that customer. So next time they may use a checkout, that will pop up. Payment succeeded and then payment completed. Let me just do a couple more examples of what it looks for net. And so we see that net is a little bit less. Let me jump to, okay, so here we go. We see that that's lower now. They're not added to basically the what the customer is paid, but they're actually taken. And so let me complete that as well. And so again, we'll add that to the customer. Here is the amount less, under 1,000. Because it wasn't added, it was taken. And so let me jump back, and we're going to do one last request. And now we have the list payments out. I'm not sure why it wasn't there for that moment, but here we see the different amounts. This is the most recent closed, the Great British pounds from Great Britain, but it was British pounds. And then actually I can just do a shorter, so this actually wouldn't jump to it. Okay, so here is currency code. It was received in euros, and so this is 1,100. And then if we go down, I don't want to get too, I believe, here's another one, 1193. And so one was, this one was significantly lower. I believe this was the net, and this was gross fees. Let me go further, and then here is basically the Singapore dollar requested currency, and so that was the 1420, and then we didn't do net fees for those. But as you see, just an example of what it looks like to complete the payment. We walked through the first example, the requested currency in Singapore dollar using the bank redirect payment method, and then we did the Trustly Bank from Great British Pounds to euros, just and as an example, and comparing the currency fees with the currency exchange, the presentment currency and requested currency. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, you can comment below or on community.rapyd.net. Have a great day.